With His Majesty Otumfour Osei Tutu II. Leading the delegation is Bafo Kantekrech to invite the President to exchange greetings with His Majesty.
Sadia Manhyia Etiano Aya Otumfour Achiame Eko Omaplami Wano Matuensa Afenisa Afedia Kwemanda Eti Obetumi Ababio Asantumania. The face is black and the nose. Sabe, ela conta para ele, a tia acordou a mamãe. É uma canção. Former President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, Vice President of Suriname, the National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Honorable Frederick Lay, Speaker of Parliament of the Republic, and the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable MP for the Power constituency, also here with us. The Chief Executive Officer of Kafanachi Teaching Hospital, Honorable Dansir. National Organizer, Sami Eruku, National Youth Organizer, Manadu, Professor Cobra from Paul Barton, Honorable Alger, Achumai Wadweja MP, Dr. Kwame Ababio, former Defense Minister, our yard Smith, Board Chairman, Manhyia, no, like Shepherd the Moon, short for the fine educator of the sleeper. As I pray, I need to do the better to Manhyia, a shall say, a better wedding, a better for any Chief Justice. Let my man, Justice Sophia Otumfour. Aya tebua femina pemi ane atebua from pemi for a Supreme Court, Appeal Court, High Court, Second Court. Aya Dr. Ensia Asare. Aya apende kwanchira for pemi. Wasuma na asaso sa abenifo chewia na afei dagohene contractor peni attach contractor osia bɛyi akwa Azatachem, Brachet and Penny, when you were now for Animadu, lawyer, Esquire, Honorable Mavis, and Cancer Puedu, our yard Brachet and Penny, our Century. So I don't change here. That I hear another chair. And we have capacity. And no catching. A body bench for a body. And check me as you will. Honorable Sir John. We go also a CEO, Forestry Commission. I say, I bet the film was a control. And now my papa, Kame, Mampani, John, I go cook before. And now I chief before me. I Asante Mantam, MPP to journey, Chairman Wood to me. I say, with the king, Midwest. I say, better than not to see. Almost so, I do a number down. The two men near the room, Simukafua. And I say, thank you very much. I will invite the members of the diplomatic corps. I'd like to compliment the Director of Cultural Affairs, Madame Teresa Anderson. Welcome, sir, elegance. We are most grateful for your presence here. The Director of Cultural Affairs at the Presidency at the First Time House, Madame Teresa Anderson. Abdel Fattah Al-Satari, the Ambassador of Namibia, His Excellency Charles Bernard Keshep. Lastly here with IF, the Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates, His Excellency Khalifa Yusuf Mohammed Kahid Al-Sabi. The High Commissioner of Nigeria is a member of the diplomatic corps. The Ambassador of Angola, His Excellency Augusta da Silva Correa. And 5 honorable officials coming on the high from Angola. Bobby Chairman Wood to me, Honorable and Chief Dagba. Dagba Fuano Abatwase Yana. Chairman, you're another man. Oma, you're trying to do something. You're food. You're something. We are going to search. I am a sofa. I am sign up. Now, you're now so abachia. Mama say, Mama say. Police Commander, the Chief Justice, the Speaker of Parliament, the Vice President, the President of the Republic, the Majority Leader in Parliament, Honorable Osei Chairman Sabotsu. We are most grateful for being here. The national organizer of the new patriotic party, Samir Group, the national youth organizer of the new patriotic party, Namabe, we thank you. Now, it's the time for the chief executive officer of Anti-Copper Company with a huge delegation representing us here to exchange presenting 22nd. Wherever our states, together with a huge delegation from the Alandu states, we are gratified of your presence here. All the ministers of states, all members of parliament, former members of parliament, MMPCs, we acknowledge your presence. We thank you for showing us that grace. Members of the Judiciary Council, members of the clergy, on behalf of His Majesty Otumfour, Osei Tutu II, on behalf of the chiefs and the people of Ashanti, we also thank you for placing this occasion. Celebrating the 20th anniversary of His Majesty Otumfour, Osei Tutu II. Is leading the delegation from the Church of Pentecost in the Ashanti region to exchange greetings and their homage for His Majesty Otumfour, Osei Tutu II. The Church of Pentecost presence here.
Obi.
colloquium that we had a beautiful ceremony and other activities in commemoration of the 20th anniversary of His Majesty, the Vice Chancellor of the Ghanaian University of Science and Technology.
I don't know, I hear a chief from far and Tutu. There's a lot of picture of my Tutu. Thank you so much for gracing this August and spectacular occasion for us. Over the last 20 years, His Royal Majesty as I indicated earlier, somewhere last week, we celebrated the Chancellor's Week, and just at the tail end of the Chancellor's Week, the Silicon Valley trained over 600 students at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in software development and in software technology. And this is the biggest in West Africa under the leadership of His Majesty. Silicon Valley, thank you, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and thank you, the Chancellor of the University, His Majesty Otumfour Osei Tutu II. Ghana and Winasi, television show, radio show, social media. And Tarantana was Yama and when the Japama, Katakoina, Apomimo, Amontio. FM, and brother beer, you are 230, and not Jessica Park, Jumadiana, Women Show, okay, Facebook, Singapore Rich Culture, the BBA, the Gua, Diane, Wahine, a modern power. A fair Aya, Juma, Webby Show, Diane, and for me to credit with our car, BBA, so Obey. The church now, my penny, Ababio, and I decide already free. Suriname, Abaya, Alhaji, Kusa, our better Alhaji Kusa here with us, the place that are Manhyia, accompanied by Lawyer Ababio, to celebrate the 20th anniversary of His Majesty. Yeah. Your Majesty, I'm still acknowledging Lieutenant General Ababio Agua, the Chief of Army Staff, Major General William Asure Ayako, and the Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Seth Amana, and the Air Vice Marshal, the Chief of Staff.
Thank you for that wonderful
player. The rest of
President of Suriname, His Excellency Ashwin Osei acknowledge the presence of former President of Nigeria, delegation from Morocco, His Excellency Nassim Boulika is here with us. Thank you so much. And the former President of la Côte d'Ivoire, President Alandu Media, Ababio Sanusu, the second.
Why a private person?
Mike number.
Your Excellency, Otumfour, Osei, Tutu the second. King of Ashanti and Lady Julia Osei, Tutu. Your Excellency, Nana Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana and wife, Your Excellency Vice President and wife, other high officials of state, all chiefs present, foreign dignitaries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your Majesty, please allow me to firstly express
sincere appreciation and gratitude to Your Majesty for the profound manner in which my delegation and I were received in Kumasi. We feel at home. We are indeed children of this soil. This richness experience will be cherished by the entire delegation for a lifetime. Over the past 2 days, we have personally witnessed the historical, linguistic, and cultural connectedness between Suriname and the Ashanti people. This has definitely proven that we are one people regardless of the geographic distance. Our bounds are undoubtedly present, and we should move ahead in unity. I now have the distinct honor at this auspicious occasion to bring cordial greetings and gratitude for the kind invitation extended to His Excellency our President, Desiree Delano Bouterse, who is sending well wishes to Your Majesty, Otumfour, Osei, Tutu II, for the celebration marking the 20th anniversary of the ascension to the Golden Stool. President Bouterse highly values the friendship with Your Majesty and therefore deeply regrets not being able to personally be part of today's historic celebration. And on his behalf, I now ask your permission to convey a congratulatory message. Your Majesty, as you celebrate the 20th anniversary of the ascension to the sacred Golden Stool of Asanteban, the government of Suriname and its people pay homage to you and your guidance, dedication, and visionary leadership in fulfilling the deepest aspirations of the people of Asante, Ghana, the people of the African continent, and by extension, the people of the world. We admire the humbleness and humility that you bring to the throne, and the fact that you recognize the role of your paramount chiefs, enabling you to give full embodiment to the soul and unity of the Asante nation. Your Majesty, the Asante proverb, Nyan Sapo, Yesane, Ne, Padre Bo, literally meaning the knot can only be untied by the wise, interpreted as delicate matters require the attention of wise men to untangle. This is rightfully applicable to the rulership of His Majesty. The development-oriented leadership portrayed is testimony of Your Majesty's conviction to serve your people, while undertaking several initiatives addressing matters that are at the heart of achieving sustainable development. Most praiseworthy is the prestigious Otumfour Education Fund, providing education for the talented and less privileged. In my view, education is the key to any nation's development. Therefore, investing in people is investing in a promising future and by extension, the creation of a better nation. You have put your people first and recognize the pivotal role of partnership between the government and your kingdom. The theme of this 20th anniversary celebration, deepening our cultural heritage through social and economic development, is rightfully chosen. Your Majesty, those who value tradition will always find the courage and strength in confronting challenges, having the assurance that, like the Ashanti say, that our forefathers returned to the ancestors in the village, and so, as you rule, you can truly say that you walk like you have 3,000 ancestors walking behind you. Your efforts are outstanding. By applying basic principles of peace and unity, as well as dialogue, to address the most challenging and difficult circumstances. In today's world, we need more of this profound leadership. Your Majesty, your visit in November last year as the guest of honor on the occasion of the 43rd anniversary of the independence of the Republic of Suriname has left a deep impression and sense of strong connectedness with the country and the people of Suriname. In particular, the Afro-Surinamese brothers and sisters who share a historic heritage and lineage with the people of the Ashanti Kingdom and the people of Ghana. Your kingdom is known as vibrant and influential in the Republic of Ghana, from where we, Surinamese, have many of our traditions, our values, and our cultural similarities. These similarities may have been recognized by Your Majesty during your visit to Suriname, but also the tribal communities still have retained a distinctive identity based on their West African origins. In our efforts to achieve unity with respect for diversity, we are also guided by the vision of one of Africa's renowned philosophers when he stated, "I am because we are, since we are, therefore I am," indicating that the well-being of the individual is inherent to the well-being of our collectiveness. We were forcibly separated many centuries ago, but today we are taking determined steps in intensifying our connectedness. Exceptional also, Your Majesty, is your encouragement to all Africans in the diaspora to identify and support initiatives that seek to lift the continent out of poverty and deprivation. As you rightfully utter, our common enemy is hunger and poverty. Your Majesty, in your lecture at the Otumfour University last November, you mentioned that the Ashanti region and Suriname both have huge reserves of rainforests with the abundance of fresh water conducive for farming and ecotourism. As it relates to natural resources, Suriname also has rich gold mines, bauxite, and prospects of huge deposits of oil and gas. The abundance of all these resources presents to both Ghana and Suriname a new chapter. As it relates to trade, investment, and partnerships, providing us with immediate opportunities for strengthening our economic ties. Ghana is at the economic center of West Africa, and it is an absolute gateway to the rest of the African continent. Suriname, on the other hand, is geographically positioned in the shoulder of South America, and as you also alluded previously, sits on a lucrative sea and air transport route connecting South and North America, as Paramaribo is one of the closest South American capitals to Europe and Africa. We are therefore heartened that you have delivered on a promise since your visit to Suriname by sending a delegation of the private sector to partner in the mining, energy, and financial sectors. The inauguration of the Surinamese embassy in Accra next Tuesday is evidence of the resolve of the government of Suriname in furthering the ties with the government of Ghana and its people. Your Majesty, I believe that you will further succeed as you continue to serve with love, put your people first, and seek to deepen partnerships with your people all over the world, including in Suriname. Nyame Ing Shirawo, may God bestow upon you His continued blessing and wisdom on your path as you continue to fulfill your divine purpose. Thank you, Grand Tangi, Me Dawase Ba. May I ask now Your Majesty's permission to invite a distinguished distinguished member of my delegation of Parliament to perform a special song on this beautiful occasion. Mr. and Mrs. Taba, can I image?
Mekuye makandra brava nangasisa Mekuye makandra fuba wikordre makandra wide tranga fudu marogi wikondre leki wantranga keti Together we are strong to do more for our region. As a strong chain, we will stand. Together we are strong to do more for our region. As a strong chain, we will stand. Ayeko. Mukama stanka siya ama maparafment. There will just be the member of Parliament in charge of music in Suriname, I guess. Otumfour Osei Tutu Makasumi Asate Ade Nana Koloni Yago Makasumi Asate Napopo Amani Amaya Manhyia Napopo Osei Sa Ayei Atomi Bebe Osei Eliche Yadiema Ayokofo Otumfour Asinafo Yanafo Usiafo Akama Mura Anepayifo Fisem Fianwa Ufika Manhyia Ababio Sabe Edika Osei as artistic education Yamautrikwa Trikwa na Chinsu And now if you know Ababio man, you are free to the a man at this year. Man can't go, man Tutu, man Ababio and Tutu, a man as Sunday, Gaga and Ansa, Wow, Nairi, and the Yabua, Abua, Emma, Yeyi, Yana Fufro, our Gabon, and then Asujaba, Gabon. When you are, if you ever have a say about the man, a book, that's straight up on the coupon. So if you do so the car, I was the car, so now just now, because some more than a mile, I'm more such a mile. Now, because only back here, I have actually have then I find it only here you have no. I will show up one of the grave. And I can't say, go be after the big, the church, Abba, Manhyia, how come for Lava, never the door, so Aka. Ghana, my let me say, which are not such a man, which are not Ghana, Manhyia. The law, which is the Abaha, said, Durbar, Ababio catch there, I will put this here. Said, Boli and Juma, Tsinkwa, Yakwada, Unanisa, Princess and tonight, Mr. Ghana Manhyia, with us. I don't do some one mercy. What's the way? Some of our or say to be a good and it's on Susan one mercy. Again, we trust us. I saw something to know about. A jimbo, a dumbo, a Ferrapa printing. What's that to the Trump printers who are with you? What two man about you?
Penny Nanan Maswati. Senka, Metimensia idea. My name is Manhyia Kasa. Anka Yania Kasa and was a mecha. So, and now say 2 years of prayer. Nipa Auro Premium Yantia Kasa. Mr. Na Maputoka Kakra. Nanan Bema Mukwandia, Namajanesa. Oman Obama Mukwandia, Uka tree kama. The Mizo Kasana was a mechano. Mr. Noam Quine. Your Excellency, Excellencies, it is with deep gratitude that we welcome you to the 5th Adekese, commemorating the 20th anniversary of our reign. We are humbled by the presence here of so many emissaries and eminent chiefs who have traveled from far and near across oceans and continents to share with us tidings of amity and fraternity. We are pleased to welcome His Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Suriname, who has made the long journey from the Pacific at the head of a 15-man delegation to be with us, and our grateful thanks go to our own head of state, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for the great honor he has accorded us in leading our elder statesmen and former heads of state, and indeed the whole nation, as our special guest of honor. Your Excellency the President of the Republic and noble guests, it was by the grace of God that we ascended the golden stool, assuming the mantle of our forefathers on April 26, 1999. Throughout our journey, we have sought His guidance and protection, and He has never failed us. So we must see some significance in the fact that our Adekese, commemorating the 20th anniversary of our reign, coincides with one of the holiest days in the Christian calendar, a day of resurrection, a day of hope and renewal for mankind. You only have to look at this unique assembly here today to feel the manifestation of the hope and the renewal that beckons for our beloved nation. For the first time in the history of our republic, Asanteman is privileged to welcome to Adakese monarchs from the historic kingdoms of Gabon in the north and to the coastal kingdom of Anlo. They have come in all splendor, in peace and brotherhood, not just to share our moment of joy, but remind us of our common heritage and the new spirit of peace and unity abiding in Ghana. I would also want to let Nananum know that on the 2nd of June, the next Akwesida, we shall be hosting the Otehine here. For 17 years, our brothers in Gabon were in despair from a cruel conflict setting brother against brother and sapping resources and that could have been better spent on economic development for the people. Through painstaking effort, applying the centuries-old traditions, peace has been restored and we are able to welcome a new Yana to a reborn Gabon. Last year, I invited the Awomefia of Alo State, Tokwe III, the third, to come for us to ponder over the curious state into which political differences have plunged relations between our two peoples. We concluded that there was absolutely no reason why politics should be allowed to undermine the state of amity that has existed between Asante and Alo since 1824 and which was formalized when King Otumfour Kofi and the King of Alo entered into a sacred pact in 1865 never to wage war against each other. That pact led to the establishment of the Anoga community, which still thrives in Kumasi. Today, Douglas III and his entourage are back with us to reaffirm our cherished friendship and remove any artificially contrived discord with the potential to undermine the stability of our nation. We draw attention to the significance of the presence of our brothers at this Adakese because they provide a clear signpost to a new spirit that is brewing in our nation. The spirit of a resurrected, resurgent Ghana, united by a common heritage and at peace with itself. We feel it our bounden duty, therefore, in the presence of our noble gathering, to address a fervent appeal to His Excellency the President, our former presidents and elder statesmen, and the leadership of political parties who seek to govern our nation to let this signpost guide us to our true destiny, which is a vibrant Ghana developing in peace and harmony. So let us distill the rancor, the bitterness, and the violence out of our political discourse and allow our nation embrace a new era of peace. In your name, therefore, on this holiest days, we send a simple but powerful message to our political leaders. Let peace reign upon our nation. Your Excellency, our journey over the 20 years of our reign has been both fulfilling and challenging. Many are the people who have been with us along the journey, who have contributed with all their might and resources to support and sustain our efforts. I pay tribute to Nananuma Manhyia and Abrempong for their steadiness in sustaining the unwavering unity and loyalty to the Golden Stool. I pay tribute to our loyal sons and daughters at home and abroad, whose incredible loyalty has been our greatest source of strength. And I pay tribute to our political leaders, whose wisdom and courtesy have created and sustained a level of collaboration beneficial to the nation. I've had the honor and privilege of working with 5 heads of states in our 20 years reign. Each one has treated us with the utmost courtesy and grace. And to each one of them, we have made freely available our counsel and advice as would help them in the governance of our nation. I thank them in equal measure and assure the nation that we will continue to support whoever they choose by their votes to occupy Jubilee House. And I pay tribute to eminent sons and daughters and friends across the world, men like the former president of the World Bank, James Wolfenson, to our late Busublu Kofi Annan, a great ambassador of peace and development for all mankind, His Holiness Pope Francis and the Archbishops of Canterbury for giving us the opportunity to reflect the voice of traditional Africa at global level. By the grace of God and by the support of Nananum, our sons and daughters and friends, we have been true to the vision we set for Asanteman and our people, bear witness to the impact we have made on their lives. The theme for this anniversary was chosen advisedly, deepening our cultural heritage through socio-economic development. The ultimate goal of governance, we know, is to provide for the well-being of the people. And for years, responsibility for the economic development, which will provide for the people's well-being, has been deemed to belong almost exclusively to government. Traditional leaders, who are the custodians of an undying heritage, have had no space in the development process. In ascending to the golden stool, we took the view that our heritage must mean more than the song and dance which have come to signify our culture. We were convinced that as the frontline leaders of the people, particularly in the rural communities, traditional leaders should be the ones who inspire and encourage effective development. Indeed, a peep into the history of our colonial past will suggest that such development as the colonial authorities brought to our people were at the behest of enlightened chiefs of the time. It was from this perspective that we set out our vision to deploy the fruits of our heritage in the course of development in full support of government. We set education as our priority, and thankfully we have provided full education for so many Ghanaians who would otherwise have been deprived of the benefits of education in their lives. Today, we are proud to acknowledge that one of the first batch of recipients of our education awards is a Minister of State in the government of President Otumfour. And he joins a long line of recipients who are serving in the judiciary, in high public service, and in the corporate world. Despite education, we have developed a program which has enabled the city of Kumasi finally achieve the long-sought redevelopment of Kejetia, a new central market, to breathe new life into our capital. We are encouraged by the number of projects, such as the Kumasi Mall, made possible through our direct intervention, and by the number of major corporate bodies who have had recourse to our good offices in resolving issues and enhancing their operations in Ghana. We mention in particular the Obuasi mine of Anglo Gold Ashanti, which is back in production, having overcome the danger of closure. As we celebrate our achievements over the 2 decades past, we solemnly renew and recommit to the vision for the decade ahead. We will work in tandem with government and with eligible and willing institutions and partners at home and abroad to accelerate the pace of economic development throughout Ashanti-Man and Ghana. We do so in the spirit that what we do may inspire similar efforts in other parts of Ghana, all of which will inure ultimately to the total development of our country. Looking up to the next decade, we will urge upon the nation an end to the culture of dependency now afflicting the body politic. We need to remember that the heritage of Asante is the very antithesis of the culture of dependency. It is a heritage of rugged enterprise and boundless endeavor. It was the spirit drawn from that heritage that was transferred into economic development when Asante ended its years as a warrior nation. And it was that spirit which shaped Asante's place in the Gold Coast and made it the economic powerhouse of the country. Yes, it is right to look to government to create the right environment for the triumph of enterprise. And yes, we should look to the emergence of banking and financial institutions better attuned to provide the necessary tools to support endeavor. Our people must take up the greater challenge to creativity, innovation, and enterprise. I believe we have among our sons and daughters with the resources and the capacity and ability, which fully utilized can propel Ghana to heights unknown. We have reason to be proud of our past, but that should only inspire us to aim for a greater future. Your Excellency, Excellencies, Nananum, sons and daughters of the Gozins too, I urge you to rise to battle stations once more. Not to shoot at any foes, but to shoot for the stars. The stars of glory, of peace, and of development for all our people. Long live Asante-Man, long live Ghana.
Hey!